Hi guys, welcome today to AWS Lambda Introduction to Debug using this guy here, the SAM, the Squirrel SAM, the Docker and VS Code, right? So for today, how to do? How can you debug local using your Lambda function, or you will create a Lambda function in Java using Visual Studio Code and SAM to debug it local in your machine, right? Solution I found very easy, so stay with me and let's see it. The first, the architecture overview for this solution. I will have API gateway, a Lambda function, and DynamoDB database, right? So I will send a book, and the Lambda compute the data or the book itself and store it in DynamoDB, right? So after that, I will send this response directly to the API or the application calls my API, right? So let's do the demo time. Let's see it. And don't forget, we will make debug using the SAMA local, Docker, Visual Studio Code, and on function in Java. Let's see it. So now, so guys, for these demos and for this demo and for propósito of this demo, what is the software you must install in your machine to perform it? You must, for example, using the SAM serverless application model, okay, SAM CLI, right? For example, if you use Mac, install it for Mac, install it for Windows, or install it for Linux, right? Why you need SAM? Because you want a single deployment configuration, but for the purposes of this video, local testing and debugging, right? So, if other practice there, we can use SAM, but for us today we will use only local testing and debugging. After the Docker, what is meaning Docker is a container where you can put your service, right? So you can download it, this, right, for your um, machine and install it, right? If in the same way, if it is to Windows, you put in Windows and Linux and Mac, right? So the Amazon DynamoDB is a DB where you can install some piece of software, like for example this NoSQL Workbench, where we can, for example, see it our operation and do it some things, right? So and configure to our license in Amazon DB, in AWS and the Amazon products, right? So, like I said, return to VS Code. I will use them attached in VS Code to perform this, right? First, the solution is very easy. It's a solution in Java, right? I will use the template YAML to its descriptor from the this solution, right? I have, for example, some kind of resource. I have a Lambda resource, right? I have also API to test this Lambda resource using this Lambda handler. It's a API with one function, so I have two functions. Functions do I give him the name of save person handler, but is I will change this to book, right? Because it's a book handler, so I put use to book handler, right? It's a function to book, so I call him, for example, here books. Why not? And after that, For example, it's only alteration, modification in code for you to see it, what happens, right? So I go here, for example, and put the same name. For example, save book handler of if I want only book handler is a function. This function will receive API gateway in proxy, right? So like the architecture you saw before. So after that, it's possible for us using this application to manage the books to store it in the DynamoDB. So uh, make more inside of this. For example, I have a request. The request is the inventor class to manage the book, right? This is the book. I have also a response, right? And I have a catalog int DynamoDB, okay? Where I have the key, the ID, the title, the SVN, the authors, right? And this is the product catalog. I use DynamoDB mapper, right? Data modeling with DynamoDB mapper, right? I have also a property. I call him set get some prop, but I ignore this. Okay? This is the way you can use the mapper with your DynamoDB, right? So and with your access. So in the book handler, Lambda function, I also have the persist method where receive the request class, right? And save it to the DynamoDB, right? So here I instance init DynamoDB client here, right? With my region and credentials you use, make a DynamoDB mapper, instance it, create a new, and after that apply it and save it here. So now, next step is I want to debug my code, right? First thing, for example, I want it's a solution in Maven, okay, in Java using Maven. So I will make a package now, right? Only to generate the code and everyone I change it. So after that, you debug, right, locally. So finish the compilation. Like I said, you want to debug. So the question now is to debug and put, for example, you must create this, for example, in VS Code, the launch JSON, right? The way you can do it by yourself is, for example, you put here the type of Java, request attach, and some debug, the name to it, and the host name, and the port you will use it. So, continue. We have this attach, right? And the others you see here. To do this, the best way you can do it, it's so easy then. You open template YAML and here you see it, add debug configuration. If you go here and click it, it will generate for you this kind. For example, imagine AWS, for example, for the API, you will generate AWS API persons. You see it? So you can generate your configurations based in the template YAML, right? But like I said, you can create this launch JSON, put here in VS Code, okay, and after you only need, for example, your Java attach process, okay? Because because this, you see it after in SAM. I will now close my SAM here, okay, to show you the. I will close this and create another. For example, I will close this, and now terminal, new terminal, and in the terminal we can, if you have the sum installed, you can do it something like that. For example, sum local start API, right? And this instruction will launch a local start API based in your configurations, right? And also will, if you pass the D minus D and the port will activate the debug. Okay, the debug will be activated in your application. Now, like you see here, I have two APIs because I have two APIs configured. And your question is, okay, where are configured these two? Is here, because I have the Persians API, you see it, and I renamed it to books, you remember? And the other is the Lambda, right? So now I will use the Postman. If you don't know the Postman, I will put in this video. And here in Postman, I will change this to books, right? And after, I can send. So I will make a request, a post request with my JSON object in it. You can use it to curl, you can use it to your application, your React application, or other kind. After that, you will see here, right? For example, the books, we will activate this if everything is correct for us, right? Is running in this part, so I will send again. Sometimes this is a little bit annoying because give us some time. So guys, after that, and you send the message to that address, you will see after this mounting image in the Docker. Okay, if you go to your Docker, you will see, for example, and run your image, CLI image Java. For example, for mine is Java 8. And okay, after, you can go here and you can attach your process, right? So I will send again. So this is the process in the listening. If in this part, I will send it. So now, guys, like you see here, I have the invoking of my handler, book handler, my function, right, or my Java code. Also in the books, right, and he creates this jar in this pulling image in the Docker, and activate the port or mounting agent Java with debugging inside it, right? And like you see here, the first request, right? So if I go here, for example, he make all the requests. So now I can, for example, put here a debug, right? And for example, this is annoying because it's a low bits, it's slowest, okay? So you must have patience and calm in everything of this process, okay? You, after you send it another, you waiting a little bit, and after you can do debug. So okay, like you see here, now I have the event, and after that we can, for example, go through the code and see it, what happens. Use this F10, F11 and F5 if you want. Skip to another breakpoint in the code, right? So after that, this is the process you can use debug in Visual Studio Code with, like I said, SAM. Okay, it's possible to use debug your web API, for example, the API gateway. It's possible also you use the Lambda invoking directly, but in debug also. But it's a little bit annoying because it's very slowest. You must have patience. And like I said, guys, it's a little bit annoying. Only to the you see it, for example, if I run this, you see here the data I put, for example, 113 tests and uh, everything are here, right? So the question sometimes is it's easy, but needs a lot of patience to debug using the local SAM APIs and so on. So if you use Java, it's very difficult to debug it because it's a little bit slowest and the process annoying. But give me your opinion about it, and if you have your doubts, uh, call me, and don't forget, stay safe, stay at home, and this is another thread to I manage and make debugging, right? So I hope help you in this process because it's a process very difficult to set up. I have a lot of problems to set up everything in my machine. If you have same problems, ask me in this video and I try reply you to help you and perform with you some operations. Bye bye guys, and I will stop it and disconnect this debug. Bye, see you soon. Subscribe the YouTube canteen.net and this video if you like. Bye.